Hi guys, and welcome to the Euro Car Show. Today I'm driving the brand new Toyota Prius PHV, which is actually the new plug-in hybrid. This Prius is not the first one I'm driving, but to be honest with you, this Prius is not like the others. Quick little disclaimer, my suction mount just gave up on me, like it's half broken right now, so I'm really sorry if the camera tends to be a bit shaky, or at least shakier than usual. I'll do my best to drive smoothly so the image remains stable, or as stable as possible. Alright, so design wise, this Prius is honestly, or at least in my opinion, the best looking Prius so far. It is way more aggressive at the front with the new headlights, the rear also looks more aggressive, and overall I think the design has improved quite a lot. Indeed, the color does help, and I like this kind of turquoise situation. It makes the car look more fun, more alive. That being said, I think the most noticeable feature on the outside of the car isn't the car really. The innovation actually takes place on the roof of the car. As you might have noticed already, this car comes with solar panels. Yes, and thanks to this solar panel, you don't even need your batteries to run your accessories anymore. You want air conditioning? Well, you have it. Especially on sunny days like today, it works a wonder. It also helps increase the range a tiny bit, but to be honest with you, it doesn't really count because you're gonna gain maybe 1 or 2 extra kilometers from time to time. But I think overall, if you intend to keep the car for a longer period of time, it's gonna make a change, it's gonna make a difference, and it's gonna be a noticeable improvement. And since we've mentioned accessories, let's talk a bit about the interior of this car. First of all, this Prius comes pretty well equipped. You have heated and cooled seats, you have a modern infotainment system which kind of works like a tablet. You also get a heads-up display as an option, and honestly you can equip this car pretty well. You get a wireless phone charger, you get lane assist, you get all those security high-tech features. But as usual, I'm not going to get too much into that subject because let's be honest, nowadays most cars tend to have these options. It's not revolutionary anymore, so I don't really see the point of spending 5 minutes talking about how the windows open. Yeah, and if you're curious, it's just a button. Interior wise, you also have to know that this car is pretty spacious. You can fit 4 passengers because yes, there's no middle seat. You get loads of headroom at the front, maybe a bit less at the back due to that sloping roof design. And although you have some pretty big batteries at the back, boot space is decent, so you needn't worry space-wise if you want to take this car on longer journeys. Alright, moving on to the specs. This car comes with a 1.8 liter engine with the hybrid system. As usual, as the old Prius, it makes about 120 horsepower and 140 Newton meters of torque. It still has the same old CVT, which is a bit annoying when accelerating, but it does work like a charm around town. It's very smooth, it's very simple, it's very relaxing to drive, and I think that's the main goal of a Prius. Fuel consumption wise, you have to know that since this car is a plug-in hybrid, you can actually, well, plug it in and drive it as an electric car for about 50 kilometers, which is honestly what you're going to get on a single charge. It also takes anywhere between 2 and 3 hours to recharge the car, so it's not that much of a pain. I think 50 kilometers of pure electric driving is more than enough to drive around town. But again, you needn't worry, because if you run out of batteries, well, you still have the Prius. It's the hybrid, good old hybrid system, which works like a charm. Honestly, I'm out of charge. My battery is empty, and I've been averaging around town driving, well, normally, not fast, not slow, not super economical, but not like a crazy madman. I've been averaging what? 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers since I started talking to you, which is a decent amount when you consider that I'm in Brussels and there's loads of traffic, especially at this hour. But I think we can all agree on the fact that yes, this is a Prius and thus it's an economical car. No arguing whatsoever. Lastly, that's usually when I give you my impression on how it feels to drive the Prius. But to be honest with you, as a point A to point B, as a commuter car, this is just great. But as a sports car, obviously, this has nothing to do with sportiness. It doesn't really handle, it doesn't really accelerate. Point. But I don't think that any of you are expecting a sporty behavior from a Prius. Where this car shines, it's at being economical, ecological, Arguably, yes, I know batteries and how they're fabricated and the whole process, if you don't keep the car for a certain period of time, it's not that ecological. But I think this is a great alternative to a diesel car. And the last thing I want to mention is that the Prius might not be the best looking car or a great driving car or anything like that. The Prius is great at bringing innovation in the hybrid field, in that eco-friendly car segment, and it's been doing that for over 20 years. It's still here, it's still improving with every new model, with every year passing by. There's always improvements which make the car drive better, feel better, and even look better. As for me, that's where I'm going to end the video, the review, or however you want to call it. As usual, if you have any more questions, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'll answer pretty much immediately if I see it. If not, be sure that I'll answer within a few hours. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It costs you nothing, and you could also subscribe. That would help me very, very much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.